Good morning, everyone. Good Monday. We're a little sick, so my throat is gonna be all. I might be coughing a little bit, so I apologize. But no, we are continuing our painting of this Paladin today. It's looking real good. We're getting closer to the end here, but there's a lot of fine details in this commission, so we're gonna be working on that and just kind of diving in a little bit. Just to kind of go over things like there's like belt buckles and stuff that all need to be painted. So we're kind of going through bit by bit here. And also organizing our layers. Our layers are a bit of a mess. So, just organizing the layers here a little bit. Details, sketch. All right. So just to kind of show where we left off, like how far we've come, I kind of like doing this. It kind of helps motivate me a little bit. So we'll kind of go back to rough sketch. All right, this is where we started. I don't know if you can see it very good. It might be a little washed out, but we started here, rough sketch. Here, I'll double the layer so you can see it better. I'm gonna turn this music down just a little bit. My ears a little loud. So we started here. You know. Hey, Sry Lady, thanks for joining us. Yeah, no, lurk away. Yeah, hope you're enjoying it, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day as well. Yeah, so this is kind of where we started. Super rough sketch. This is what I pitch to the client usually. I don't usually spend too much time on it, just because time is money, and I don't want to charge them a lot, and I also don't want it to cost me a lot. So we do a quick little pose sketch of an idea. Then we get to our final sketch, which is much cleaner, much nicer. Is the background on here? No. There's, oh. And then I added the background just to kind of like mess around with it and have fun. The background I threw in there, originally it wasn't going to have a background, but I was kind of like, hey, like, can I do a background on this? Because I really think it's such a nice, serene pose. But yeah, so the final sketch, and then we kind of started blocking and stuff. We did the background, got rid of the background because it's all painted, blocked in the full colors, started to get rid of the sketch. I usually just start painting on top of the sketch as I get more comfortable, and so now we have the details on top. So we're kind of getting there. Got to kind of bring some texture back into it. So yeah, once we get rid of the sketch, there's still a lot that's not there, but I usually keep the sketch anyway. I paint on top of it. So yeah, we're at the detail phase here. We're kind of messing around with stuff. I do want to go in and finish this tree at some point, because I kind of want it to be a little more like chunks of bark missing and stuff. But yeah, we're going to go in and start detailing here. We did a little warm to cool pass kind of thing on this painting. So like there's stark elements of warm to cool instead of like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like instead of like a gradual shift, it feels more like immediate. Like immediately where the shadows would hit, it's immediately cool tones. I just wanted to kind of mess around with that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people probably do that, but I don't usually. It's something I've been wanting to do more. I always feel like my lighting is good in terms of relative accuracy, but not like in terms of drama. Like I feel like I need to get better at like the dramatic lighting in my paintings. So it was kind of an exercise in that a little bit. I always try to find something to learn and improve on in even commissions, just because I find it's a good motivator, because the excitement for the piece only goes so far, right? Like you can only get so excited about a piece. Eventually you kind of like, okay, this is taking too long. So it's always fun to kind of like find a thing that you want to achieve, find a goal for yourself, because when it's a personal piece, excuse me, when it's a personal piece, you're pretty much motivated by the idea you have, the thing that you're excited to paint. But when it's a commission, it's like it's a little harder to be as motivated, you know. Sure, the money kind of helps, like getting paid for the work, but like that's not all of it, you know. You still need to have like a motivation to do it. So I always try to find something that I get excited about in terms of painting. Just kind of combing through here, making sure everything feels up to snuff, feels good, feels what we want. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and I will look at them and I will answer them as best I can. I pretty much wing it. So if anyone has any questions, you might just, I don't know if I would take my advice completely, just kind of what works for me. But it might work for you too, so feel free to ask. No. So. I apologize for my creaky chair. You'll probably hear me creak a lot because I go back. I don't use a zoom much. I don't know why. I usually just like lean back for my zoom. Hey Breathrise, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. And yeah, no problem. Hang out and feel free to ask any questions if you have any. And yeah, good luck with the D&D prep. That stuff can be fun but daunting sometimes when you're doing all that prep. We're on a little bit of a break right now, our group. And as the DM, I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of ready for one. Just feeling a little burnt out from the work and the prepping D&D is a bit of work every time. You know, it's like, I joke that it's like another job, but it is a lot of fun, and I'm really grateful for the group I have. But yeah, I feel like I always have these ideas that I want to do, and I never get around to prepping those, so I end up having to prep a totally different thing. And they're still fun, but they're not what I was hoping for. So I'm hoping to kind of take this break to like rest and like really write out the storylines that I'm excited to tell. If you're just joining us, we are painting a Paladin commission. So far, all we've done was talk about our process so far, like where we started and where we're at. And now we're just kind of going through in detail and stuff. And I sound like I have a frog in my throat, and I apologize. But that's okay. We're sick and we're recovering. Oh, side note. There's a good chance I'll lose power because there's a really bad rain and windstorm outside. So like so there might be a chance the stream might end early due to power outage. But we're just going to go as long as we can. Hopefully everything holds up. And Breath said, all of my 14 groups are on winter holidays. I still work to prep for the following year, though, especially since most of my groups are getting into their third to 12th year mark. And I have another group starting in the March for a mini 12-day one shot. First off, how do you manage 14 groups? I have one, and I'm good. Like, I contemplated a second, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Wow, that's impressive. 14 groups. Good luck. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to start prepping for the following year as well. We're continuing our campaign. We usually do a campaign for a few years, tell like one big story and then be done. We're in our fourth campaign. And it's all set in the same world. So like, and they're all years apart and stuff. But things that happen in previous campaigns affect what happens in this current one. So it's all kind of built around that. And I find that a lot of fun and motivating. But yeah, that's exciting. I get excited about prepping stuff for the new year too, for work and for D&D. I'm excited about that. Yeah. Well, that you have an eidetic memory. That's pretty cool. That must help. I still wouldn't, man. I still wouldn't. I mean, I feel like that's still a lot for me. I don't know. That's impressive. No, this is our first campaign with a couple new people, and they're really cool. They've really gotten into the swing of it really quick, and but yeah, two of the people have been since the beginning. We've been doing this for about, I want to say, almost 8 years now. It flew by real fast, but yeah, almost about 8 years. And yeah, two of the people, one of them is my brother, and yeah, we've been playing. They've been on since the beginning, but we've had kind of like a rotating cast of 2 to 3 other people, especially this campaign. This campaign's been a lot of fun though, because we've been I made it kind of a monster of the week kind of thing, where they play like as like a group of like monster hunter detective kind of things. And I did that because our schedules are always so crazy. Like sometimes people can't play or cancel, and like before, their storylines would be so important that week that like if somebody was in the middle of their storyline and they canceled, we would just straight up cancel the game. So I was like, well, what if their storylines are impactful, but they're on a smaller scale, where like the premise of the world and what they're doing is more important. So like if somebody cancels, you could still play with the group you have, the people that you have. And that's been seemingly going well, as far as I can tell. People seem to like it. But yeah, I definitely want to weave in some more character-focused stories throughout as the story progresses. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, having groups like play an impact in the world is a lot of fun. Like even wow. Yeah, no, mine started off, my homebrew world Breath Ray said everything is homebrewed down to a T. It took me 7 years to make it all. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, no, mine was more of a progression over like 7 years. It started off very improvised. Like it started off like I wanted to just make a map. Like I was kind of, we took a break from D&D. I was feeling kind of burnt out about it pretty early on. The first group we had, there was a couple people that kind of unfortunately made it feel a little, kind of burnt me out from playing D&D. It wasn't clicking. It wasn't feeling good. So we took a long break, and I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna like make a world map and just kind of like see where things go. And I just made it completely random. Like I started off, like I saw somebody posted a while back like how they make shapes for maps, and I kind of took that to a T, and like, not to a T, what did I just say it for? I kind of took that and ran with it and like added on variables to it, like, you know, splashed a bunch of dice around, traced the shape, and then like certain numbers were certain things, like forests would be here, castles would be here, blah blah blah, capitals and all that stuff. So I kind of like built a story around that, and then for the framing, I had it kind of tell the history of the world, and I just kind of was like, what do I want to draw here? I want to draw this. Okay, so there was this, and this happened, and I kind of did that, and like that kind of built the foundation of the world, and like where things were placed in the world kind of helped me understand how things functioned and how things worked, and we kind of gradually built it out that way. And that first campaign back, they kind of helped in terms of building that story. It definitely felt very much like it was weird because it felt like it was telling the history of the world through a current campaign, and then that campaign ended up being the history of like the next one. It was really fun. It is a lot of fun to do like a homebrew world and just kind of have things get set in motion by the players and stuff. For sure. And then, what was it? The campaign before this one, we kind of ended it abruptly. Like, two people just needed to take a break, and then they kind of like never came back. So, like, I guess, I don't know, life caught up or something like that. They just had some stuff happen. So we just kind of ended that campaign and decided to start fresh with the current one. So, like, I was like, okay, well, there was some big stuff happening in that last one that impacted the world. So I kind of just like rolled some dice behind the scenes, and I was kind of like, that's what happened. So it kind of decided if they succeeded or failed at certain things. Made it very random. And we have yet to see any of that in terms of what's going on in the world that they're in currently. Because what they're doing right now is very... it's bigger scale long term, but it's smaller scale currently. What they're doing. It's very focused on like one city at the moment. So for those of you just joining us, we are painting this Paladin commission. We've been working on it for the last few streams. This one's been taking a little bit, but we're taking our time with it too. We're not really in a rush. The client gave me a pretty open window. He's just kind of like, whenever you finish it, you finish it, and I'm gonna try to take my time with it and enjoy the whole process. Breath Reyes says, yeah, I've been DMing for 27 plus years. Wow, nice. And whenever I meet other DMs and hear them tell me the DM is in charge, I tend to go, not really. It's my philosophy that the players are in charge. The players are in the driver's seat of the story. It's the DM's job to make sure that the story continues, and they have plenty of fuel to make it to the end of their journey. That's all. And if you can accomplish that as a DM, then if you think about it, it's not at all that daunting. Yeah, it's not even the control or anything that's daunting to me. It's more just the fact of like finding the time with my schedule and stuff to sit down and prep even the next session is like, it's not even daunting. It's more of like having the mental load to think about it. It's fun to do when I'm doing it, but it's more about there's other things that I've been trying to get at, like my own tabletop games that I've been pushing off for so long that I've been trying to prioritize. So yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's actually more of a symbiotic kind of relationship between the GM and the players. I think you're there to kind of be the narrator, but they're constantly changing the variables of what's going on and what's happening in the world, and you're kind of yes-anding back at them and like potential outcomes or an outcome that they've caused or whatever. You are definitely supplying the sandbox, and they are definitely playing in the sandbox. I think it's good to have the bones of a story that you hope to tell, but I think if somebody as a GM is so rigid that those bones tend to start breaking, that they get upset and mad at the players, it's more of a thing that they need to self-reflect and be like, is GMing for me? You know what I mean? Like, because it does take a lot of flexibility to be a GM that's like fun for yourself and fun for the players. Like we ran a one shot, and this is kind of what caused like the falling out in our first group. One person ran the one shot, and like it was fun for a while, but you can kind of start seeing the rigidity of like things needing to go certain ways for certain beats to happen, and like you would try to do something that seemed like fun or interesting, and there was like a specific moment where it was like they bent the rules for their narrative, but then they wouldn't bend the rules for your solution to a problem. It just didn't seem it didn't seem symbiotic. It didn't seem mutual. It seemed very much like the DM's rules are liquid, but the player's rules can't be. And I think that is a little, I think in some cases it's okay, but I feel like if you're just doing it because you won't be flexible in your narrative play, it seems wrong to me. I think it's okay to like flub rules and change rules and be flexible with those rules in moments, but for the sake of telling a story that everyone's enjoying versus like telling your story because everyone needs to hear it, like I think soapbox storytelling is really annoying. I think it takes a little bit of you need to humble yourself a little bit as a DM to be like, okay, like my world's fun, like people seem to enjoy my world enough to like want to play around in it, and like that should be great. That should be what you want. And yeah, you should tell a story and want to tell a story, but like accepting that like sometimes that story is not going to take precedence is okay. Like, and because in the end you're playing a game. You know what I mean? Like in the end you're playing a game. If you want to tell a story, start a podcast where you narrate a story. Like if you or write a book. Like, but if you're playing a game, sorry, I thought my kid was coming in. He will do that on occasion. But if you're playing a game, it's supposed to be fun for everybody, including yourself. And like, if you're not having fun doing jamming and being flexible to give them the fun, the players also the fun, then GMing just might not be for you, and that's totally cool. Maybe you're better off as a player. And you know what? I'm kind of begging to be a player right now, because I was like, and I think that's why the break was necessary, because I was like, man, like, prepping these sessions is fun, but like, it's also like a lot of work. And sometimes I don't want to do that work. Sometimes I just want to like play. I just want to be a player. So even the minimum amount of prep that I don't do a ton of prep. Like, I do like a brief like synopsis of what I'm like kind of hoping to happen, and if it doesn't happen, great. Something else happens, and it helps prep me for the next session. Hopefully that all made sense. Sometimes I go on a tangent and I totally forget what I was saying. So if it doesn't make sense, well, I apologize. All right, let's see here. Man, Breath Reyes with these long responses. I like it. Let's see. Breath Reyes says, in the last hour, I just wrote 42 pages to a script for one of the groups I'll be attempting to go through once they get to a certain point in the campaign. 42 pages may seem like a lot, but it's built like a choose your own adventure. So it starts with it's like it has branches. It's just kind of like, here's this, and then it's like, if this happens, then this. If this happens, then this. Yeah. Give X info. See, I don't even do that. I love this though. This is great. Obviously, if they do any of the above choices, yeah. So like, I kind of do that. I just do that with like one though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't I don't know why this is doing this. What's happened here? My chat like all of a sudden got like smaller. Yeah, no, so what I tend to do is very similar to what you did, but much smaller scale. Like, I'll write like a synopsis and like the setting of what's happening in this one session, and then I'll be like, if this happens, then this. If this happens, then this. And then I just kind of see what happens from there. Because we play short sessions. We only play like 2.5 hours each session. Because we play pretty late. So yeah, and I gotta be up early the following day. So yeah, it's like 2 hours. So yeah, I just kind of prep. It's almost like I'm prepping like micro one-shots every week, but like there's like an overarching narrative kind of happening loosely behind the scenes. That's cool. Yeah, no, it's pretty similar to how I prep. Yeah. But yeah, I don't do it as thoroughly. I like that. Speaking of thorough, we are going through this Paladin, just kind of like going through everything, cleaning up. I'm actually using this sketch as like my barometer for like where I've painted and where I haven't. I'm kind of avoiding the horse because, you know, I don't really feel like painting a horse right now. We have a lot of other stuff to paint anyway, so that's okay. Gotta add some laurels here at the top. We're gonna bring some green in there. I'm gonna use this actually. How did the sketch go? Let me look at the sketch. Just gonna add this in now because it seems like an easy enough detail to throw in. I type 200 words. 200. Breathray says I type 214 words per minute, and when I type, I write incomplete thoughts. I minored in English literature. Sorry about that. No, it's totally fine. Other than there's nothing I hate more than somebody texting me a part of a phrase and then they like keep sending me text messages and I'm like, do you want me to respond to the first part or the whole thing? Because it always feels like I'm supposed to respond to one and then I feel like I have to hold on the text and like hit reply to that to answer that part first. I don't like getting 15 text messages in a row. No, I appreciate it. I was surprised by the link just for the fact that I was like, I didn't think I asked a question that gave that much depth of a response, but it's good. Yeah, no, I have no issue with the paragraph responses. In fact, I welcome them. Get the whole thought out there for sure. We're not going to draw a face in the helmet, but I definitely do want to like hint that there is one somehow. So maybe we'll just kind of do like a little bit of, I don't know. We'll go back to that. So we need some, I have to look at the flowers. Pardon me, opening a file. Where is that client folder? There we go. Of course it's gonna open in the window I'm streaming on, right? Watch. Oh, it didn't. Oh, thank goodness. And for somebody who makes speed paint videos of the things he streams, I hate when that opens in the window I'm streaming on. Let's zoom in. Okay. Oh yeah. The irony of an English professor hating you writing out in paragraphs. Thank you all for joining us on the stream today. This has been a good one so far. Getting some details going in this piece. Tons of details in this. Probably one of the most detailed commissions I've done. but we're getting there. Heading towards the finish line. Hopefully you don't trip right before. Gonna add some white. These. Kind of want to add a little bit of red in there too, just to kind of make them not so canary yellow. Add a little bit of blue for the back hues. So if you want to watch more process videos, I should always mention this every stream, but I don't. If you want to watch more process videos, I have a YouTube channel, and I'll post it in the chat here. I do a lot of speed paintings of what we stream on here. So if you want to kind of see a quick sped up version of the process, you can. I'll put a link in the chat here. You can also just follow me on patreon.com, and I'll post that and behind the scenes and stuff like that. I kind of use that as my social media now. Twitter is kind of garbage, and all the other sites were garbage before that. But I do post on there, but I just kind of repost what I post on Patreon. Wow. Okay, get that. So if you're just joining us, thank you for coming to the stream. We are detailing this Paladin, just kind of going through all the details that are in this painting and just kind of finishing up stuff. Oh, well, thank you, Srale, for saying that. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'm digging it so far. It's coming along. I'm glad I'm digging it though, because I really don't want to start over. So I'm glad me and the client both are like yes. Because man, starting over a piece like this would suck. That would be a bummer. But that's why, like, I do keep a pretty open dialogue with clients. Like, the whole step of the way, I'm kind of like, is this final sketch good? Is this color scheme good? Is this good? Because, man, I really don't want to go back and start again. And usually I do have to charge, like, a fee for doing that if somebody still wants to, like, has, like, second thoughts and wants to change something completely. I'd be like, okay, yeah, we gotta start over. But yeah, luckily I don't have to do that for this. Yeah, it'd be real nice to finish this commission today or tomorrow, because then Thursday we can stream working on some other art. Start a new thing. I honestly don't know. This is a commission from someone. They gave me a bunch of references that seem to kind of, if I had to guess, it's like where I mean, it's a Dragonlance character. But yeah, no, I don't know too much about like the lore. I want to say it was like Irish folklore, or maybe. Oh no, it's old British folklore that there's like references to. I think, if I'm understanding this correctly. But yeah, no, it's not Hungarian as far as I know. Yeah. gonna scuff up the helmet just a little bit, kind of. Just a little bit, not a ton. No, I don't want to. That's too many. Too many. All right. Let's see if we can do that a little better. Yeah. Yeah, I once I saw Dragonlance, I immediately knew. I was like, okay, this is gonna be some detailed stuff. when they said it was a Dragonlance character, I knew already out the gate. I was like, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't paint the sheath yet. That's ivy. That's like ivy all over it. It's just gonna be an ivy covered sheath. Yeah, the padded banner coat over the armor and drape. Yeah. Yeah, they did wear that in like Brittany and all that stuff back then too, though. They did do a lot of God, I never know the names of the like the coverings and stuff, but they did have those as well, like heraldry cloths, tabards, and all that stuff. But yeah, this one's a little more padded. Maybe that's more like the Hungarian one, but that could have also just been me as an artist making a padded one to add texture and variety. I don't think their reference doc doesn't say anything about. Oh wait, where's this? I want that up here. No, do that a little bit. Right, so that details this little rope. Yeah, for sure. Oh, thank you, Kaz. Kaz on YouTube says, I'm so good at art. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Kaz. I appreciate it. I really do want to get back to the Pokemon streams though, because I gotta finish my Pokemon art contest entries too. Those things that deadline is coming up fast. Darth Reyes says on Twitch, to be fair, if my Dragonlance friends knew you did art for Dragonlance, you probably would never get any sleep, but you would be swimming Uncle Scrooge style. Yeah, honestly, like, I think I'd take sleep over money. But no, yeah, no, there's, yeah, they're very detailed. Very well. Like, I feel like I don't know much about Dragonlance, but if there's one thing I know about Dragonlance stuff, it's very detailed. Another really detailed commission I did, was it this year? Or was it last year? I think it was this year. I did somebody's Final Fantasy 14 character, and that was like detailed in a whole other avenue. It was like detailed in like the exaggerated, ridiculous fantasy, that was a fun commission too. I wonder if I could pull that up. I don't know. If anyone wants to see it, let me know. I'll pull it up. It came out pretty cool. I was pretty happy with it. Kaz on YouTube, you make me feel like drawing again. Kaz, draw. Just do it. Do it for fun. Feel free to ask any questions. I'd be happy to help with the totally winging it knowledge that I have. But yeah, no, always draw. Draw for fun. Find something you're interested in terms of drawing and focus on that. That's helped me, is knowing what I wanted to draw, and then start there, build that foundation, and then kind of branch out into experimental things that you like. Start small. For sure. Kaz says I always get burnt out after a few hours, just not continue. Yeah, for sure. It happens to everybody. It happens to me too. Like this painting here. Like I'm having so much fun when I'm doing it, but then I get to a point where I'm like, okay, it's like eating a big meal, right? You're like, man, I'm really loving this meal, but like the portions are much, so you just kind of like take a break. But yeah, no. I have a piece that I did I wonder if I could pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up. I have a piece that I did. I was trying to do traditional art. I wanted to kind of dabble more into traditional art with this piece, but I took a long time with it. I just kind of did section by section and tried to just enjoy it and enjoy the process and have fun with it. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, my office is downstairs. My kid is upstairs stomping, so you'll probably hear it. Now let me pull this up. Sorry, it's gonna take me a minute. Nope. Narp. Not there. Nope. Sorry, it's in like folders and folders and folders and folders. Art. Come on, man. Where are you? Where are you? I don't know if I can find it. It has to be in here. Not in there. Art. Art map. No. Where is it? Trying to find it. Did I lose it? Did I lose it? Where is this fucking thing? I don't know. Well, I can give another example. Okay. Another example. I'm working on a map for my game Pages of Fate. It is a big map. It's taking. I'm just kind of noodling around with it when I get a chance to. And we're just trying to have fun with it. So we're kind of. Pardon the loading bar. So I've just been kind of messing around with it, like having fun with it here and there, but it's taken me months. I've just been playing with it for months and months and months. I have too many, but I still don't have as many as my graphic design side of my career. I used to work at a college, and we joked about how many files I had, because I would save files of everything. And so I had about 30,000 files. But anyway, so this is the map that I've been working on for Valara, the world for Pages of Fate, the tabletop game I'm working on. I have been messing around with details and details and details of this for months, but I eventually get overwhelmed, and I just kind of take a step back. And it's good to kind of take a step back and reapproach things every now and then, even with things that happen quickly. So, because then it kind of like lets you have a nice, fresh pair of eyes. And I'm not even doing like the coloring on this. I'm doing it super loose. I'm keeping all the sketches really loose. I'm not going in and detailing. Just having fun with it. Just playing around. Keeping it really light. Really loose. Having fun with it. And just kind of world building. And playing around. My favorite bit is like all the little details as you go in. The Quillwild Gate here. This is, I love doing this. I'm gonna just do this for a sec. Please indulge me. So this is the Quillwild Gate here. I bumped the microphone. I apologize. This is the Quillwild Gate here. I did a painting of the Quillwild Gate. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So that place on the map is this place that I painted. So it's a card in the game. It's a quest card. It's this. So I painted it. Yeah, it'll just take small breaks and just kind of take your time with it and have fun. Find something to be motivated with. Like, so this is this location is this location on the map. It was just fun to kind of mess around with it and have fun and tell stories with it. So anyway, yeah, small doses, little bits at a time. Find something that you're excited about each piece. Like for me, for this piece, I was like, what can I be excited about this piece? Because I'm excited about the overall piece, but sometimes you kind of lose motivation, you run out of steam. So what I always do is I try to find something that I'm like excited to learn about, excited to do. And for me, it was messing with the tones from warm to cool, but also painting like the armor was a lot of fun. And I'm like, I'm gonna try to like paint the shit out of this armor. I'm gonna like have a lot of fun painting this armor. So that's kind of what I did. I focused on that for a bit, motivated me, I moved on to another thing. So yeah. Back to our painting. I couldn't find the other piece, I apologize. So that's just a so Kaz on YouTube says, ooh, is that dryad like 10 feet tall, or did I get the name wrong? Kaz, so that's actually a statue of it's called the Quillwild Gate. So there's like it's like a large statue that kind of like got overgrown and stuff. But it may have been a person at some point. It may have been a person that turned into stone. The mythology around that, the Quillwild Gate, was like a demigod protector of the world that like kind of embraced the overgrowth and kind of like let herself be consumed by it. But yeah, if you see in the painting, I just got rid of it. She'd probably be about 30 feet tall, give or take. Given the... Here, I'll go back to it, because there's a little wizard in there you can see for scale. So there's the wizard here, way down here. And she's probably about 5 feet. So you have, stack them up, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 30 feet. There's also birds there for scale. Yeah, so it's like some people think it's just a statue, some people think it was some sort of deity that walked the world that eventually kind of turned into stone. I don't know. Some shrines in the back. Places of prayer. So yeah, this is one of the gates that kind of protect the wellspring crystal that kind of like powers the balance of the world in Valara. Oh yeah, actually, you want Herdusa? What's fun, Kaz, another thing, talking about eating a meal and taking a break from it as a metaphor. That tabletop game I've been working on that game for about 7 years. So it's a big meal. I've been noodling with it very part-time in the background for like 7 years. So it's and to give perspective on it, I'm working on another tabletop game that I've only been working on for like a year, and it's like I'm doing the final artwork for it. It's pretty much done. I'm just messing around with final artwork and having fun with it now. So yeah, that one's been a bit more daunting than I wanted it to be. So Pages of Fate is it's like a tabletop adventure game. Oh, so sorry. For the people on Twitch, Kaz on YouTube asked, "What is the game about?" He's asking what Pages of Fate, the game I'm making, is about. That game is a cooperative deck building adventure game. So essentially, you have a deck that kind of runs like a choose your own adventure book, with options and certain events that happen, and the events kind of help dictate where you go in the decks, the path decks that you have, and like kind of what happens. And you work as a team to destroy the guardians that are protecting these gates that got magically binded. So essentially, these gates that were protecting the Wellspring Crystal got magically binded and caused the Wellspring Crystal to die and like or go into like a comatose state and pump all its energy out into the nature, creating what's known as the overgrowth. So it's like this blight that like grew over everything and like even sunk kingdoms to the ground and just kind of like massively like is wreaking havoc. So there's these guardians that are kind of protecting each one to prevent you, the heroes, from stopping this overgrowth from getting worse. So you play as the keepers, which are these 4 guardians that have these sacred books that kind of give knowledge and insight and your abilities essentially in the game. And you're there to kind of destroy the guardians and bring the Wellspring Crystal back to life, and that's kind of it. Yeah, it's a pretty apocalyptic story, and I was hesitant to do that story because it's kind of like it's so like grand already, and I feel like I wonder if I should have started smaller, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna kind of have fun with it, and if I go smaller with the next stories, then I go smaller with the next stories. But what's fun about the game is you can essentially, further expansions that come out, you can either play them separate or you can just shuffle them into the deck and make an even longer story if you want, and like it kind of goes all over the place. It's not a story in a traditional sense because you can it's supposed to allow for randomization, so like the deck will be laid out in a certain order where it'll tell a story loosely, or you can shuffle the decks and make the story a lot more random. And the storyteller's job is to kind of attempt to weave the story in some sort of narrative. But yeah, it's mostly just a cooperative adventure game where you're just kind of having fun and playing around with these mechanics and stuff. But yeah, so initially with Pages of Fate, I didn't have the deck building aspect of it. It was completely improvisational. It was like you'd get a little blurb that started the setting, and then you were like, okay, now go. Like, and that when we play tested it, it was fine for me to run, but then it's like you can't expect other people to do that. So I tried to make something that was a little bit of a marriage between the two. It was like, okay, something with a little more guidance, but also allowed for a lot of improvisation if you wanted. So I tried to do something like that, but it kept it more simple and contained. Alright, we're wrapping up in a few minutes. Usually stop around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much for coming out. I try to stream every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Kaz says, very cool idea for an improv. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make it fully improv. But it was like, I kind of saw it more as like, okay, this would be a fun, just be like a fun D&D campaign, like if I'm running it for my group. But I was like, well, how can I turn it into a thing people can sit down and play as a game? And I felt like in the iteration that it was at that time, it wasn't really that. It wasn't really something that I could sell as a product, as a game to people. So I felt like it needed some changes, and we made those changes, and that's kind of what made it take so long as well. But I'm glad we made those changes. I like it even more now. Yeah. Reyes asks, how do I get the sheen on the armor in my image? I use a lot of like photo references for art, but I also know that usually the sheen on the armor that you're seeing in photos is the person reflected back taking the photo, so I try to accommodate for that. But yeah, usually I just kind of use the references as a guide, and yeah, just kind of go from there. Once I kind of look at the reference and kind of go, oh, it's this way, it does it this way, then I stop looking at it and I just apply it here based on my light source. Like, I know where my light is coming from, and I just kind of do that. I don't know if that answered the question at all, but it was a lot of vagaries with how I said it. But yeah. That's how you do it. This, merge layers. I feel like I really enjoy painting armor, but only when I'm at a certain point with it. Like I love painting the shine and the gradient and stuff. I hate painting in like the flat, if that makes sense. Like I don't like picking whatever the base coat of the armor is going to be. Like, is it going to be like a brownish gray, or is it going to be like, I hate that part for some reason. I don't know. Well, for all those of you joining us, we are painting this Paladin. If you enjoy what you're seeing, you like these kinds of streams, this is basically what I do. So if you like this stream and you want to check out more, feel free to follow the channel and get notified of when we stream again. We try to stream every Monday, Thursday, and Friday. The next stream, I'm hoping I won't be painting this. I'm hoping I can finish it during the week prior to the next stream and kind of move on to the next piece I got to work on. But we might be. Who knows? Kaz says you're super underrated, man. Well, I appreciate that. And yeah, I don't even know if I'm rated, to be honest with you. No, I'm grateful for the work that I have. I'm able to make a decent living doing this, you know. Could be better, could be worse. I'm very happy with what I got. But yeah, no, I'd love to keep it growing, you know. But yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope more people check it out and support the Patreon and all that stuff, and that'd be great. And Soraya Lady says on Twitch, I hope that I'll be able to make it see you play some more in Clunati. Yeah, I'm hoping to play some more on Friday. We did play recently. I started a whole new campaign just because the last time I was gonna upload the VOD on YouTube, but my overlay blocked out like lots of important information on the screen. So I did a new one without the overlay and just my camera, and so people can see more stuff. So yeah, Soraya Lady, I think the VOD of the first play, if you wanted to watch it, I think it's on Twitch. If not, it's on YouTube, for sure, in the live section. I'll gradually take those and turn them into proper videos though when we're done. But yeah, for the time being, you can just go check them out there, because I think YouTube keeps the VODs of the live streams automatically. But yeah, we did one, and we're gonna hopefully do another one this Friday, work depending. But yeah, I think we're gonna stop here today. I think this is a pretty good stopping point. We made a lot of progress. And yeah, let's one more time, just because it's fun, we're gonna do how it started. This is how it started. And how it's going. Thank you all for coming by the stream. And yeah, Soraya Lady, yeah, it's such a fun game. Yeah, guys, if you want to check out Inkulinati, I highly recommend it. It's a great game. It's so clever. I'll be playing that on Friday. But yep, hopefully Thursday, I'll get back to more painting. Oh, and thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, thanks for coming by the stream, everybody. Oh, awesome stream. I appreciate y'all. And I'll be back Thursday. Thank you all for coming. Bye.